Coach, good morning. Thanks for being with us. While we wait on questions, would you mind commenting as your team prepares to host Alabama on Saturday night?
Yep, excited for the game. Should be a great atmosphere. I know our fan base has been hungry for a game like this at night, and our players are excited. And a lot of respect for Coach DeBoer and his team and the way they play and compete, the physicality they play with, and looking forward to the opportunity to see our guys go out and play.
For questions, use the raise hand function, and we'll begin with Mike Griffith of the AJC.
Kirby, I know it's a really small sample size so far this season, and I also know that you've talked about the team didn't get Tennessee in a lot of third downs, but in terms of pressure, I'm wondering about the new rule and the pre-snap movement. Your teams were pretty effective at shifting at the line, changing up fronts right before the snap, often confused offensive lines. Is that going to have an impact? I mean, are you still kind of waiting to see, or do you have a pretty good idea of whether or not that new rule is in fact favoring the offense this year to a decent degree?
No, I see it all around the league. I mean, there's people that, I mean, it's all over tape. The Oklahoma Auburn game, Florida Miami game, it's all over tape in terms of different people doing different things. I don't think that rule gives the offense any kind of advantage, and I don't think it handicaps or hurts us in any way. I don't really know what you're asking, but I haven't thought of that as any kind of relevant change if that's what you're asking.
The pre-snap movement and the defenses, I think that now that there's only so much shifting you can do right before the snap, I guess I just wondered why they made the rule if there wasn't going to be some significant reason behind it. You were on the rules committee, so maybe you can give me some background on that.
No, the only thing that changed was the method with which you go about it. You can still do the movements, and teams are still doing them. They're still all across our league. So I don't think it's been a significant change.
Okay. Thanks, Coach.
Next to be Brett Martell of the Associated Press. Brett, go ahead.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we got you.
Yeah, okay. I thought I unmuted. Sorry. Just wanted quickly the reaction to the three annual opponents that Georgia's going to get for the next 4 years. If obviously the Florida one was obvious, what did you think about the other two?
No real surprise. I mean, just kind of is what it is at this point. I don't see the significance of it because every 2 years we're playing everybody in the conference. So I don't see a major significance. I mean, it would probably be a bigger deal if you played less people, or you didn't play everybody in a 2 year cycle, but you're going to play every opponent in the league within 2 years. We're just going to be playing three of them every year.
Right. So even if it was Florida every 2 years, that would be fine with you, or do you think that would be problematic for the fan base?
I don't know what you mean. You mean 2 years on, 2 years off?
No. In other words, if Florida weren't one of the annual opponents. You know what I'm saying?
So like, you're saying like if they weren't one of our three, I mean, yeah, there's probably some people that are upset that Tennessee's not an annual opponent. I mean, it's a border rivalry. We have people all over our borders, so it's hard to keep all the traditional rivalries. You can only do so many, and I'm sure people would be upset about it, and some people wouldn't care. It's just all relative to where you're from and what your history with Georgia is.
Good, thank you.
Next is David Ubben of The Athletic.
Kirby, through a season and some change, how do you feel like the institution of availability reports has gone, and how did you feel about that coming in?
Fine with it coming in. It's pretty normal protocol. We had it anyway. Like, we already did it. We just didn't publicize it, but we do it, every day in our meetings. So it's just providing the information, making it more transparent. I don't I mean, I don't get a lot out of it because the way things work nowadays, you usually know on opponents and teams what's going on because of the internet sites and the posters and all the people on the boards and all that stuff, that eventually somebody in our organization usually knows what's going on at the other team in terms of injuries in the past. It's just now everybody reports it. So I don't have a problem with it. I think it's probably better for everybody that you just go ahead and put it out there.
When you have a guy who is injured, but you know he's going to be available, but may not start, do you put him on the injury report, and how do you feel about places that may not?
I have no clue. I don't. The trainers do it here. They come to me after practice and say, "This is what we're putting out," and I'm like, "Okay, sounds great." I mean, it's really their choice because they ultimately control whether a guy's available or like doubtful, questionable. I mean, those words all to me almost mean the same, but they're percentage based on what's the chances he's going to play. I just go off what the trainers tell me.
Thanks, appreciate it.
Coach, we'll finish you up with Steve Moulton on WZZN.
Coach, appreciate the time. Wanted to ask about Alabama offensively in particular with Ryan Grubb. What impresses you about this offense this year for Alabama with Coach Grubb, Coach?
They're very efficient. They're playing at a high level. I think he's gotten really comfortable with Ty, quarterback, and timing of throws, the vision and awareness of coverage, the ability to run the ball and set up shots off of play action, package plays. They do a good job of setting up plays in terms of what they carry for that game complements the formations. They're not predictable within what they do, and they balance you up with a good bit of tempo, and they make you defend the whole field vertically and horizontally. They do a good job.
And Coach, if I heard you right, you referenced Alabama playing on a sloppy field in that first game against Florida State. What's the significance of that in particular when evaluating another team's offense, Coach?
Well, it's relative to how they play. Sometimes in those conditions, you don't get to play the exact style that you want to play. And, we've all coached and seen games where it was either raining during the game, which I think it was there, or the conditions were not great. It's just sometimes you don't get to be who you want to be in those conditions. You just have to go play the game, especially if the conditions change during the game. So I just think those conditions in that game had some effect on the game because you don't get to play like you want to play. Sometimes you have to play the game differently when the weather's like that.
Thank you, Coach.